Oh, this place looks fancy. Alright. Let's get a move on. Let's see. If there's any intel I can grab before we enter. Nope. Seem like it. Alright. Oh. Alright. Events. Let's see. Why? What for? Money? Uh-huh. Ooh. That's quite good. I'll stash it. Oh, fuck. What was the number for the keypad? 112798. 112798. Hello there. Did that do anything? Wait, why are we fighting him? Oh, we shouldn't be doing that. I should not be shooting him, actually. I really don't want to kill her. We should get everybody behind cover, I think. Let's do that. Ow. I hear doors opening, which is very unfortunate. Oh, guards. That's rough. You know what? Let's get in position to deal with these early. Oh wait, why did they do that? That's not a good place for Gaichu. I want to move Gobbit. Let me move there, please. Oh, my drone's sitting there. God damn it. Is there a safer place that Gobbit could be? Probably here. But Raptor right here. Let's activate Crochet. Excellent. Gobbit. You know what? They'll be ready. I definitely don't want to have to kill the lady, but like, I guess I might have to, huh? Oh, good. Okay, well, she hit us first. You saw it. You all saw it. She struck first. It's not my fault what happens now. Gobbit. Give haste to Gaichu. How much fucking AP does that take? Holy shit. Oh, I'm not using the right stance. Cool, cool, cool. Raichu's gonna be fine. Okay, can you stop? Fuck. Alright. Kill. Kill. Almost. I really didn't want to have to do this. I hope you know. You know what? Let's actually try not killing her and see what happens. Because maybe we don't have to. Raptor is going to take a couple shots, though, but I think we can let that slide. He's kind of a shitbag anyway. Yeah, Raptor can take a couple punches. That's fine. It's fine. Alright. Kill you. Fuck. There we go. Wow. Okay. Why can't I Overwatch? Ah. Oh, that's my drone. Thought that was an enemy drone. Cool. Good job, Gobbit. Gobbit, you're so good. I love you so much. Radical. I love Raptor just taking punch after punch. So good. Okay. So now we do have to kill her, huh? That's a bummer. Not super jazzed about that. Alright, let's move. The crew is silent as you lead your captive to the rooftop rendezvous you designated before the run. Just as you planned, you find the others waiting for you there. Lee's high lungs' artificial features are molded into an expression of aloof intellect and mocking rigidity. The plastic that makes up his face is soft, flexing with the motion of his underlying musculature. Overlapping wafers of silver and bronze foil buried inside the material catch the light as he moves. It's the work of a master craftsman. Cyberware is a form of modern art, likely commissioned at modern art prices. An ostentatious display of status and wealth. The plastic-faced man examines the zip ties that bind his wrist with an expression of detached amusement. Isabel runs a long cable from her PDA to the jack in the back of his head and nods at you. Well, this is interesting, I must say. He chuckles, an odd, hollow sound. I don't recall ever having been in this situation before. Usually I simply awaken to find myself in a strange new environment, wondering what happened. Odd way to live, don't you think? It's not hard to get used to, really. It's my business, after all. It protects me and it protects my clients. He surveys your crew with detached indifference. Looking at the lot of you, I think it's safe to assume that a violent extraction of information is the next order of business. Oh, you can bank on that, asshole. Wu focuses his attention on the plastic-faced man's kneecaps. So, you chose to grab me in an intimate moment. I suppose that's wise. Only moderate resistance, but the girl paid for it, didn't she? He considers. Clearly, the preservation of metahuman life isn't a high priority for you. Alley Cat, we have a problem. Isabel stares down at her PDA. Dreamland's neural inhibitor software isn't interacting with this guy's cortical implant the same way it worked with her own. It's only going to slow the memory wipe process. Anything you can do? To stop it? Nothing. This is way beyond me. We're talking about software I didn't write interacting with two different pieces of headwear I've never seen before. We're lucky this works at all. She begins a flurry of two-handed thumb taps on her PDA. I'll try and key in some buffering routines or something to slow it as much as I can, but my confidence is low. Isabel shakes her head at the PDA, her face pinched in frustration. The guy's memory is going to get wiped one way or another. I'd start asking questions, Alley Cat. Tense. Very tense. The silky plastic of his face slides into a smooth smile. I guess I'll answer your questions rather slowly. You know what? I'm just gonna break one of his fingers. Fuck it. Lee's finger breaks with a loud snap. His face remains rigid and expressionless, though his body tenses and his breathing hitches for a moment. Beyond that, he makes no sound. That was extreme. The plastic-faced man's voice remains calm, removed. There was no need for that. I was joking. Of course I'm going to give you what you want. Although this can be a dangerous profession, I have no intention of absorbing pain for a client if it can be avoided. His chin lifts a bit and his tone becomes even more matter-of-fact. You ask your questions, Alley Cat. I'll answer them as efficiently as I can. When we're done, I'll shake hands with the stranger and walk away wondering what just happened. What is Prosperity? Prosperity Tower is Sang Mechanical Engineering's corporate headquarters. Prosperity is also one of Josephine Sang's pet projects. Which one do you want to know about first? His voice gets a little sing-song tone. Tick-tock. I want to hear about the Prosperity Project. Well, that's going to be challenging. You see, the Prosperity Project is Joe Sang's best-kept secret, and the best way to keep secrets is to not tell anyone, even someone whose memory can be wiped. All I know is that Prosperity is something built deep inside Kowloon Walled City, some kind of experiment that her son was working on. Edward Sang. No, wait. Raymond Black. My father. Wu stands up tall, takes that amused tone he gets when someone's about to get hurt. Hey, Mr. Plastic. Maybe you could settle a bet between me and my sister. Wu puts his face close to Lee's. His breath fogs the plastic. Now I think Raymond is still alive, but my sister here isn't so sure. Wu's face drops to a stage whisper. Which is it, buddy? Raymond Black, dead or alive? I got 20 new yen on this. Guys, a status bar just popped up. It isn't moving yet, but you never know when it might take a jump. The little decker watches her screen for a moment. It's stuck at 0 right now, but the process is starting and there's nothing I can do to stop it. Here, give me that. Lee reaches out a perfectly manicured hand to Isabel. I'll show you something. Isabel pulls away on instinct and looks at you. This is a calculated gamble. You're running out of time and holding all the guns. I have information you want, and betting that if I share it with you, you won't kill me when this is over. Go on, Iz, let him have it. The plastic-faced man takes the PDA from Isabel and stares down at the screen. His eyes become unfocused and he stands like a statue. A low-resolution video recording pops onto the screen. A small, weathered man, possibly in his 70s, is strapped into a high-tech chair and connected to an elaborate scientific instrument behind him. The recording is from the first-person perspective, presumably the plastic-faced man's. This is from when I first brought the asset, your father, to Prosperity Tower. His eyes remain unfocused, still as a statue, after I took him from the tea house on the docks. The video continues and a confident voice can be heard from off-screen, a woman's. You can't make out what she says. The point of view turns to the right and a graceful woman of an indeterminate age steps into view. She is clearly advanced in years, but access to a nourishing diet and cutting-edge pharmaceuticals afford her the vitality of someone much younger. She speaks directly to the camera. Her tone is hard. I warned you to be gentle with him, Mr. Lee. She looks over at the old man with genuine concern. He looks as if someone tased him. The voice of the plastic-faced man replies, I assure you, Mrs. Sang, I was gentle. He walked out of the tea house under his own power. The old man speaks, his voice weary and hoarse. May I have some water, Mother? My throat feels like it's on fire. She responds tenderly, Yes, of course, Edward. I'll have someone bring you some ice chips. The plastic-faced man speaks again, his voice lowered. Your son has apparently been through some sort of ordeal. He appeared demented at times, and he's been mumbling about stopping something. Prosperity, I think. Yes, well, that won't be happening. The woman addresses her son, speaking a bit too loudly as if he is hard of hearing. You won't be stopping Prosperity, Edward. I want you to get that out of your mind. Do you understand? I understand that perfectly well, Mother. There's no need to shout. But I won't give up. Prosperity must be stopped. All those poor people. The woman frowns and shakes her head. I know, Edward, I know. Those poor people. I've done a lot of good to make up for it since you left. Shelters, hospitals, all sorts of good work. And now it's time to do something for you. Something I should have done a long time ago, perhaps. From the left side of the screen, a man enters in a white lab coat. The woman looks up and nods, and the lab-coated man places a chrome apparatus on the old man's head. Raymond speaks dreamily as if a drug has started its work. What is this, Mama? What are you doing to me? I'm fixing you, Edward. She walks up close to the old man, strokes his head tenderly, leans forward to kiss it. All you can see is failure. You're incapable of seeing the good in what you've done. The man in the white lab coat presses a button on Raymond's chair and a robotic arm swings into view. A cobalt blue light springs from its tip and the arm quickly circumnavigates the old man's head, bathing it in oscillating blue. A high-definition, three-dimensional image of Raymond's brain appears on the wall behind. I've been inspired by Mr. Lee here. The woman turns and looks at the camera. We're going to do some editing of your memories to relieve you of your burden. Raymond mumbles dreamily, desperately fighting to get the words out. No, Mama, wait. I figured out what to do. And then he is asleep. The woman moves closer to the camera. Your payment will be made according to our agreement. She turns away, her voice cold. Once the rest of them are dead. The video ends and the plastic-faced man exhales slowly. I've taken a big risk showing you that. I don't give a rat's ass. Wu turns to you. You see, I knew it. I told you, Alley Cat. Raymond's alive. Zhang's holding my Prosperity Tower. He may be alive, but it looks like his mom's gonna erase part of his memory. Just like Johnny Plastic here. She's gonna try to fix him. What kind of mother would do that? Something catches her eye and she looks down suddenly. Shit, shit, shit! Isabel thumbs her PDA furiously, but it's no use. That's it, he's wiping. She pulls the cable from her PDA and drops it to the ground in aggravation. Oh, hello. The plastic-faced man looks down at his zip-tied hands and then slowly surveys his surroundings. Well, isn't this awkward? What do you want to do with this guy? He's got no memory, so it's probably safe to let him go. But Auntie said he should take a dirt nap. Wu raises his rifle. All the same to me. And him. What Auntie wants, Auntie gets. But he gave us everything we asked for and more. He's seen our faces. But I have nothing to connect them with. If it's all the same with you, I'd prefer to just walk away. No loose ends. End him, gun show. My pleasure. That probably didn't have to happen, but whatever. I don't want to piss off Auntie Chang. It's probably for the best. I think usually I let him go, but for the sake of the drama, let's just kill him. The trip from Shek May back to Hioi is quiet as you process the information revealed by the plastic-faced man. Prosperity is a name. 2 names, actually. One is a secret project Raymond was working on before he left for Seattle. The other is the corporate headquarters of Sang Mechanical Services. And Prosperity Tower is where Raymond Black is being held. Alive. It's also where his memory is in the process of being reprogrammed by his mother, and time is ticking. The plastic-faced man proved surprisingly amenable and quite useful before you kill them. Your next stop is Kindly Chang. She'll want to hear this. I'm sure she will. I'm sure she will. How much karma did I get for that? Please give me a good bit. Ooh, 10 karma. Thank you. That's quite good. I appreciate that a lot. I do not need more intelligence. So let's do... Okay, so... let's save the rest of that. You step out of the MTR station and into the balmy night air. An impenetrable wall of clouds heavy with imminent rain has blown in from the south. It covers the stars, causes them to wink out one by one. You can smell something in the air, something electric. The wind whips up around you, and the clouds begin moving in a thick grayscale swirl. The spiral builds and grows, shimmering with faint amber light. As you watch the clouds roll in the sky, the sounds of the city retreat. A bubble of soft white noise replaces them, wrapping around your head and replacing your own heartbeat back on you. Reflecting your own heartbeat back on you. You look down from the clouds to see the lights of the docks dancing in a swarm's saturated bloom. You lean back and take in your surroundings. The boats, the golden glow of the light on the water, the lapping of gentle waves across the docks, and then the first twinge tickles your chest, lets you know that something's coming. A moment later, you feel an incredible tightness in your chest. It feels like your heart is being crushed under the foot of a giant. Your vision goes gray and your sense of balance disappears. Gradually, blood rushes in to refill the organ, inflating like a balloon. You gasp for air. It doesn't come. Your breath shallows out, thins, makes you gasp like a suffocating fish. Your chest contracts again and again as you struggle to take in breath. You stumble forward and every cell in your body seems to vibrate. The energy thrums inside of you, pulsating, building to an unbearable crescendo, and then you're on the other side of it. You find yourself standing in a familiar courtyard. The walled city. You're back in the walled city, just like in your dreams. You can taste the stench of the place. The mildew and plaster and wet dog stink of the slum. What the... The crumbling facades of tenement buildings lean into one another above you, closing in on either side and creating a narrow walkway. Just like in your dreams, there's nowhere else to go. Nowhere but forward, down the path ahead. You let your legs carry you forward. You feel a creeping sense of certainty in the back of your mind, and it tells you that you've taken the same walk hundreds of times before. The sense of claustrophobia mounts and builds with every step you take. It feels like you're worming your way forward down a long, dark tunnel. The humidity of the place sticks to your skin. As you proceed deeper into the walled city, a low rumble fills the air, the noise of enormous gears in motion. You feel hollow, empty, and with every step you take, you can feel that emptiness growing. An unbearable yearning unlike any hunger you've ever known. You continue walking, just as you always have, just as you were meant to. Off in the distance, an alien silhouette beckons to you. It's her, the tall, slender thing from your dreams. The elusive figure that you've always been moving toward, but could never quite reach. A crowd of locals lines the path ahead, kneeling in supplication. They look emaciated, all skin and bones, clothed head to toe in dirty rags. You brush past the kneeling figures and continue forward. As you do so, a mounting sense of correctness builds in your chest. These people are beneath notice. They should be ignored. Your feet carry you past them, and soon enough they fade from view. Your legs carry you deeper and deeper into the beating heart of the tenement. If you haven't reached the center yet, you must be close. It's incredibly hot and humid in here. The sweat rolls down your body in sheets. Your thoughts go hazy with the heat, and a dim sense of unease takes root in the pit of your stomach. You grit your teeth and push forward, struggling to ignore the fog. The omnipresent sound of grinding gears isn't helping. Looking up, you can see where the noise is coming from. A hatch. The same door that you saw in your nightmare back when all of this began. The markings on the door are legible now. A single word in faded yellow paint. Prosperity. Suddenly, impossibly, the alien figure that you've been moving toward is standing right in front of you. At the same time, your vision finally clears and ice water runs through your veins. The walled city isn't a slum at all. It's an enormous, gaping maw, and the buildings are a forest of crooked teeth. The thing reaches for you. With inhuman speed and grace, it plunges fingers of polished ivory into your mouth. Slowly, terribly, it begins to wrench your jaw open. You can feel your teeth splinter and break, and rough fingers on your shoulders snap you back to reality. The hand clenches into a vice-like grip and yanks you backward off of your feet. You come crashing down to the floor of the Hioi MTR station. You can feel a rush of wind just in front of you. A passing train.
What is wrong with you, Alley Cat?
Strangler Bao eyes you coolly.
Auntie Chang's lost too many runners already. Besides, there are cleaner ways to end your life than jumping in front of a train.
Thank you. I owe you my life. He grunts.
You're right. Now get up and get back to that floating wreck that you sleep on. You don't get to die in here unless Mrs. Chang says you do.
Thanks, Bao. You're a bro. Maybe we like Bao. Bao seems good. Alright. Now let's upgrade quickness. We can maybe get range combat to 6. 7 if we're lucky. So, wait, hold on. I would need... oh no, I need a lot of karma for that. I would need... Let's see. So 7... 13... I would need 20 karma. And I don't think we're getting that. How much money do we have? Not much.